At least 12 people have died in a twin-car bomb attack on local government headquarters in the capital of Somalia's Hiran region. At least 10 others were injured and buildings were destroyed in the blast. The militant group al-Shabab has claimed responsibility for the incident. Hiran has been at the center of a recent mobilization against the al-Qaeda-linked insurgents. It's believed the suicide bombings may have been in retaliation to the weekend killing of a top al-Shabab leader. Authorities announced just hours earlier that Abdullahi Nadir, who had a $3 million bounty on his head, was killed in a joint operation by the Somali National Army and international partner forces.
Black for mourning. Players of Indonesian football club FC Arema gathered on Monday outside of the stadium in Malang City, over 700 kilometers east of Jakarta. It is in the venue that on Saturday night, 125 of the supporters died, including 32 children. Abel Kamara, Bissau Guinean international who plays for the club, recounts the hellish night he survived. The fans started running away in panic, and the next thing I know, there are 7 or 8 dead in our locker room. It was total chaos. I've never experienced a situation like this one. The police chief in Malang has been fired. Many survivors accuse security forces of overreacting to the pitch invasion and causing the deaths of dozens of spectators who rushed into narrow doorways to escape tear gas. Witnesses claim many died because of the stampede that followed. The Indonesian president announced financial compensation for the families of the victims. After a weekend of unrest, Burkinabe children were back in school Monday. The Secretary-General of the Ministry in charge of education confirmed Sunday the start of the school year after a cabinet meeting with coup leader Ibrahim Traoré. If parents in Ouagadougou rejoiced to see schools open, they remained worried. Given what happened during the last 2 days, we were doubtful about the reopening. But with the confirmation of the new president, I mean of the new head of the transitional government, he reassured us. Over the past 15 years, primary education access indicators nearly doubled in Burkina, according to the Unicef. However, consequences of the COVID outbreak and the jihadist insurgency destabilizing the country spark fears of regression. The start of the school year 2022-2023 is even more celebrated. We give thanks for being able to welcome children again. Until Saturday we were worried, but the anxiety and the upheaval were lifted overnight. Some parents called us during the night, and we said yes, the school will open again. It's still happening. In the nation of 16 million people, challenges are numerous. Bringing peace for the next generation to get educated and bring about a brighter future is just one of them. 3 days after Burkina Faso's president of the transition was deposed and violent demonstrations erupted, calm was back in Ouagadougou Monday. Togolese authorities confirmed that ousted leader Damiba found refuge in Lomé. In a video posted on Facebook, the colonel detailed why he offered his resignation. In full awareness and responsibility, I abdicated my role as head of state, as transitional president, following a dialogue with the customary and religious authorities, as well as with Captain Ibrahim Traoré and with the current president of ECOWAS. May God bless Burkina Faso and guard it from chaos. Coup leader Captain Ibrahim Traoré vowed to keep the 24-month transition timetable agreed on by his predecessor and West African leaders. Mediators from the ECOWAS bloc are expected to head to Ouagadougou Tuesday. Burkina's new strongman advocated a different work method, demanding a faster pace when meeting with cabinet officials. I can't even name one point where it is necessary to be fast. In Burkina, everything is urgent. Burkina Faso's last democratically elected president was overthrown in January. Following 2 coups and an ever-deadly jihadist insurgency, it remains to be seen whether Traoré can turn around the crisis.
Climate representatives from more than 40 countries are gathered in the Democratic Republic of Congo's capital, Kinshasa, to discuss a common position ahead of the COP27 meeting scheduled for November in Egypt. The Congolese Prime Minister led calls on Monday for a surge in funding to stop global heating and fight its impacts.
J'ose espérer que les échanges s'étendront.
I hope that the discussions will include the cases of the leading forces, the result of which has been some European countries returning to the use of polluting energy sources they had previously banned in order to avoid the incalculable consequences of an energy deficit imposed on them by the war in Ukraine.
D'un déficit en énergie que leur a imposé notamment la guerre en Ukraine.
The Congolese Environment Minister reminded participants that Africa has contributed very little to climate change. Africa is in a dilemma when we are responsible for only 4% of greenhouse gas emissions. What to do in the circumstances? Exploit our resources and feed our children and grandchildren? Or question these resources by letting our children and grandchildren die of hunger? Egypt, as host country of COP27, has made implementing the pledge to curb global heating the priority of the November summit.